Like, okay, so let's put it like this. Something we do for Champions Playbook, media marketing and production agency. We bring our camera, right? We bring it with us. And a lot of the business owners and experts that we know, um, we'll hook them up with something, right? At least one time, video, something like that. What that will do, and that's because we have the habit of having our camera with us. So we have our camera, our lenses, all that good stuff, and then we get going. And but if we didn't have it with us, maybe we wouldn't have enough to get going. Maybe we don't get going, and then that causes other problems in the future. So that's not something that we want. We want to have our stuff with us to be able to raise, add value to our brand instantly. And yeah, that's what we're looking to do. We're so glad to be able to do that. And yeah, that's how you do that. All right, how my brand experts are doing. This is Elite Brands Experts Podcast. James Elite Love, right? Put it like that. Brands Experts Podcast, right? So today we got a very special episode. We're going to get into something very important, and what that is growing the value. Like how to instantly grow the value of your brand consistently. So with having a brand, it's very important to know to instantly, to have growth with your brand is so important, right? And nothing. This is a very special episode for us. We're front of my truck on the side. My truck, F-150, 2005, 5.4 Lariat. We call it Black Mamba. So yeah, got the I believe 10 series Flowmaster on there, 5.4 liter. It's pretty solid. So we want to be able to start it up for you on the back end of this, so you can kind of hear how she sounds. So that'll be pretty something interesting, something different, right? We like to mix it up like that. So at the end, you get to hear that. So that'll be pretty cool. Hear the pipes, how they sound, all the good stuff. So let's get into it, right? So and our monthly topic for May 2023 for the Champions Playbook Media Marketing Agency is habit stacking, right? So doing multiple great habits at the same time. So we always talk about the topic over here at the Brands Experts podcast as well, right? So here's the thing about it, right? Here's how that will instantly add value to your brand consistently. If you consistently habit stack, right? So look at it like this, okay? If your plan, like if you, no matter what your brand is, like let's say it's a it's a clothing brand, right? So if whenever you're working on your brand, if you're listening to podcasts or things like that from your mentor for your brand, right? So if it's a clothing brand, I'd say it's like Damon John or P. Diddy or, Jay-Z, right? So you're listening, or even Nipsey Hussle, right? People like that. So you're listening to their podcast episodes. You have that playing in the background. You're going to be able to, like, while you're working on your brand, you're going to be able to learn from them at the same time. That's going to be huge. That's going to be something incredible. And that will instantly add more value because you're going to know more, right? You're going to know little secrets, ways that your brand can get ahead because you're learning from somebody that's successful. You're learning from somebody that's already executing a brand that's already working, right? So when you're learning from them, it creates an incredible advantage for your brand, because when you're learning from them, you don't have to go through all the mistakes and long journey yourself. You could just learn immediately from an expert and immediately apply the things that you need to do instantly, immediately. Just apply those things and get those advantages with your brand. And those are things that will instantly raise the value of your brand, right? You always want to raise the value of your brand, right? You know, you don't want to just leave it where it's at. You want it to always rapidly grow, right? So, though that's one of the ways to do that, but that's just one way, a very great way to do that, though. It's a very great way. Another way is whenever you're somewhere working on your brand, see if you can involve other experts, right? That's another way to habit stack, right? Whenever you're going to go do something, how can you involve other experts? Remember, when we're talking about habit stack is multiple good habits, that's another way to get ahead, because that means that we don't have to do everything ourselves, right? So if you're good at stitching something, then you can get somebody to, do something else, right? Because you're good at the stitching, right? So they can do maybe a logo design, or they can maybe inspire you to be more creative, or if you have a podcast, come on there. So things like that. Those are multiple different ways that you can get ahead. Yeah, so not having to do everything by yourself it creates an incredible advantage, because you can only do so much. Like, you can only be in one place at one time. And the more experts you get around you when you are doing something for your brand, what that's gonna do is, like, if you have to go out of town and you always consistently, whenever you were doing something for your brand, involved other experts, had them around you. Now, when you're out of town and you want to do something, you call them up, send an email, message, direct message, however you communicate, Slack, right? And you let them know, hey, I had this project I'm working on. Can you take care of that? If you got to work out business with them to get it done, you need them to go to an event for you. So now you can still make your events, your local events, when you're out of town, which will create an incredible advantage for you. So you don't have to, you know, like, if you're not there, right? Because you got to remember, you're going to be at one place at one time. That's why people hire people. Sometimes people don't even want to hire people, but just because they travel a lot and they need local representation, so they'll hire somebody, show up at local events, things like that. So uh, that's really important, you know. Um, and yeah, to instantly add value is really important, because you know, like, we want to grow our brands. We don't know how long we have to live and all that kind of stuff. So if you're only, we don't know. You can live another second. You can live another 100 years. You don't really know. So being in a position, to do these things, to habit stack, to consistently add something to your brand. I mean, add value instantly is really important. And make sure you put this stuff in your calendar. We'll forget. There's so many things in our heads as humans. So a lot of people have kids, have responsibilities, just different things that they're doing. They'll forget. So just put it in your calendar whenever you have a task that, remember, habit stack. Okay. What is the second thing I'm going to do, for my brand while I'm here? You know, so yeah, that's what we do, since we are like, I mean, okay, so let's put it like this. Something we do for Champions Playbook, media marketing and production agency. We bring our camera, right? We bring it with us. And a lot of the business owners and experts that we know, um, we'll hook them up with something, right? At least one time, video, something like that. What that will do, and that's because we have the habit of having our camera with us. So we have our camera, our lenses, all that good stuff, and then we get going. And but if we didn't have it with us, maybe we wouldn't have enough to get going. Maybe, we don't get going, and then that causes other problems in the future. So that's not something that we want. We want to have our stuff with us to be able to raise add value to our brand instantly. And yeah, that's what we're looking to do. We're so glad to be able to do that. And yeah, that's how you do that. Okay. So if you need help with that, make sure you go to brandsexpertspodcast.com. Top of the page, fill out the form. We'll be able to get you situated real nice like. So yeah, looking forward to helping you out with that. Check out our last previous episodes. We're gonna have a lot more guests coming on for the rest of 2023. And moving forward, it's gonna be a lot of great things, okay? So like excuse me. Like I promised you, right here we have the Black Mamba F-150. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up so you can see what we're talking about. And yeah, that's how we're gonna wrap this episode up. A little under the weather. But you just be consistent. I had to show up because I got people relying on this. I got people starting brands. People gonna be looking at this years in the future, and just be consistent no matter what, under the weather, whatever else. Show up, be consistent, and yeah, great things will happen. And we're gonna get to that. So now you get to hear Black Mama, see what she sounds like. Let's do it. You gotta have your keys. Very important. One more time. Gotta have a little fun with it. Brand Joseph's podcast. James Elite Love. Or Elite Master, however you want to put it. Signing out. Let's go. Remember, always want to add value to your brand. Brand Experts Podcast. How we do it. For checking out this episode of the Brands Experts Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out all our socials like Instagram. Make sure you check out our website, and make sure you check out our VIP, brandsexpertspodcast.com. Exclusive VIP stuff, interviews, exactly how to make money, exactly how to partner with great brands. These are things you need to know, right? You got to remember, if you want to get to where you need to go, you need to pay for that, right? That's how you paying for that value that you need. So make sure you go over there, check that out. And yeah, we're here for you. Brands Experts Podcast. Let's go.